We get into a look at the Ouyen United Kangas report to start us off here on the Friday night sports show. I'll tell you what, this fellow has had a tough season, Dean Jardine, coaching the boys and so many injuries, but he joins us each week. Dean, g'day, how are you?
Good, thanks, mate.
Good to hear. It was a good first half and you battled away manfully, albeit you lost your leading forward and at that stage still in the game, but ultimately they just were too good to Wentworth, 14-11 to 6-9 in the senior grade.
Yeah, they were, mate. They were good winning on the weekend. They turned up to play, and obviously up there at Darton, they're always tough side. So, yeah, we're in the game at half time, and unfortunately they kicked away a bit in the third quarter, and yeah, we couldn't quite reel them in. So they ended up winning quite convincingly.
Yeah, it certainly did. Hancock for them kicked 5 and McKinnon 4. They had just too many powerhouses to move the ball through the middle and score a little bit easier than you were scoring. Goal kickers for you, all singles, J. Morris, S. O'Shaughnessy, J. Grace, S. Brown, A. Morris and D. Willsmore. Best players, B. Mole, A. Jardine, J. Grace, D. Willsmore, L. Munro and A. Morris. Benny Mole, he's been fantastic for the kids coaching the 18 level, but he played an absolute belter in the senior side.
He did, mate. Yeah, he had a really tough match up on one of their key recruits, big centre half forward. So he played really well at centre half back. He held his own. Obviously, boys down back were under siege for most of the second half. So no surprises to see him and Andy both in the best plays.
Certainly no surprises there. The twos came out and they had a bit of a dip, but Wentworth are fighting to have that to place in that top four. And in the end, the Wentworth boys came out on top in this match. That they put in a very, very good effort, 14-13-97 to 3-5-23. And the depth is now starting to show with so many injuries that your reserve side, a lot of guys that have been maybe reserve grade are now playing up in seniors.
Yeah, that's right, mate. So obviously it was a fair turnaround. We knocked them off last time. They'd underball in the reserves. So naturally, I think it's just probably a bit of a combination of everything, injuries and unavailabilities and whatnot. So they're certainly still trying, and they're training and working hard. But not quite in the game on Saturday.
Yeah, Muir and Schultz, a couple of your better players. Tell me a little bit about their efforts.
Ryan Muir, he rucked most of the game. I think I think he's had a couple of weeks now where he's sort of been in the best place, so he's in some good form, which is good for them boys. And young Connor, he's always good for a couple of goals up forward. He's pretty lively around that forward line in the reserves.
Certainly has been lively. I'll tell you what, lively was this game, and the Wentworth winning the 18s 9-9-63 to Ouyen United 6-7-43. You gave it a real dip, and the boys were right in the match, really right through. They just couldn't close in, and again, a couple of lads playing up in the higher grade could have helped out and maybe got a win.
Yeah, I think you throw them guys back in there and they probably win that game comfortably. So I think they were up at quarter time, the boys, and credit to them. They fought hard all game and it was a good game. There was only 3 goals in it. So I think with the 4 they had playing up in seniors, and then I think they had a couple out injured. I think they had about 7 out as well. So it was a pretty good effort by a young side.
Very good effort. Young Booth and Mildy. Tell me about those two boys and their efforts in the under-18s.
Yeah, so young Boothie, he's a ripper, mate. He's been with us for a few years. He rucks for the boys. He comes down from Mildura, so he's been a ripping kid to add to the group. He trains and comes down, and he's always helping out. So he's been a really good pickup for us.
Yep.
Colin Mildy, he's another one. He come in from out at Murrabble, so him and his twin brother Brock's been playing in the seniors, and Colin's been playing 18s and playing the reserves as well, and playing quite well. So they've both been good pickups.
Yeah, good stuff. I didn't get the goals or best players and scores for the boys in the 16s. I don't think they won the match there, but it is a grade that have had a lot of kids coming up and playing 2 matches. Yeah,
they have, mate. So obviously, they've a lot of the kids playing 2 games for 14s and 16s or 16s and 18s. So they're definitely getting a good run, which is good. The better players on Saturday were young Jimmy Valance and Jack O'Shan and Jack Wisniewski. So there's plenty of shining stars in that side as well.
Yeah, young Wisniewski, very good player, and you mentioned Valence. That name comes up. Of course, one of the greats in your club at senior level, Brad, and coaching with you. Relation?
Yeah, they are. They'd be cousins.
Yeah, all cousins up your way, aren't they?
Yeah, that's it, mate.
Everyone's related to everyone. In the under 14 grade, I reckon Wentworth might have beaten you in that grade. Again, I don't have the best players and goal scorers, but how did they fare?
It was same again. They were a little bit undermanned. I think Winnie are quite strong in the lower junior grades. So same as most weeks. I think the kids are all excited just to be getting a run, mate. I'm sure they'll be missing it this weekend, not getting the chance to play. But they're getting a run every week. That's the main thing, and I think they're still enjoying it and learning. So that's the main thing for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a look at what means not playing. You found out on Thursday afternoon. You still went ahead with training. Everybody come out, and obviously having a home game at Blackburn Park this weekend means you got a lot of food in that board. Apparently they got into the pies and the snags and everything last night.
Yeah, she was a big night there, mate, last night. There was plenty of tucker and beer to get through, so what we have till 11:59 we had to be out of there. So most of the boys stuck together and had tea, and quite a few committee members and supporters all stuck around for a beer and tea. So we actually had a good night there last night.
Oh, good stuff, and great to hear. The goods and services auction will be delayed and be later in the year. And I also noticed that Jasper's been out and about getting, 16 semi-trailers on the road. I mean, as if he doesn't have enough to do, Jasper. He's got a whole heap of big trucks going with grain, and you delivered a whole heap down to the Port of Melbourne, and even Barry Gregg got a video of it.
Yeah, mate. He does an awesome job. I don't know how he fits it in what he does, but no surprises there to have Jas running all that and organising. So I think the boys took, I think it was 14 B doubles down. So they're all just all the local farmers and transport boys that support the footy club and help out with the cropping and that. So it was actually the footy club's grain that was stored here in Ouyen. So they sold the grain and obviously picked up the freight as well. So they unfortunately the boy, I think they left about 5 in the morning, and they were planning to get down there, unload and back to Patchy for tea by about 7 o'clock and have a good night there. But unfortunately, due to the weather, I don't think they tipped off till about 9 o'clock Sunday night. And by the time they got back to Ouyen, I think it was about 2-3 a.m. So it was a huge day. So it was really well done to all the boys involved.
Yeah, good stuff and a good fundraiser for the club. Your next outing, and would have been this weekend, was Ouyen United versus South Mildura. Whether that remains, the program will be something to see, whether you get that home game still. We'll wait and find out a bit more. But I guess the key thing here is that everyone take care and adhere to the rules. And I'd suggest that once the rules are finished, we'll get ourselves moving and back into life normal again.
Yeah, we can only hope, mate. Who knows what the rest of this year's going to bring now? But hopefully we can, get back into it next week, and they can fit this game at the end, and we can keep ticking along. Yeah, ticking away with the program as it is, but maybe with the way it eventuates, that game may not get played. We'll wait and see how the Sunraysia will program this up. But we'll talk more about that next week when we get a chance. And great to have you on board as always. It's a tough ask coming out of a loss and then not having any games to play for the weekend. So well done, Dean Jardine for the Ouyen United Kangas. We'll catch up with you next week. Thanks, mate. Excellent, Dean. I'll let you get going with that pie and that magnificent vanilla slice from your wife's bakery, okay? Swing in and stand up when you're in town next. I certainly will, and I'll catch up with you too. Yeah, righto, mate. If they let me out of South Australia or back in. Oh, well, that's going to be the next one, isn't it? Oh, well, I was planning to be there for the Speed Field Days, so they're gone. Well, they've canned that too, they said last night. Yep, they said that. I got the message last night. And yeah, righto. That was planning that trip, and then that's my trip that I sort of planned. Then after that, I come over a couple of weeks later and use the Speed Field Days to catch up with business folk and all that, and then come back a couple of weeks later to catch up with all the locals as we get close to the footy finals. Yeah. But, it looks like this year you won't have too many in the finals, unfortunately. So not our year this year. Just the netty. Probably. Yeah. I'll definitely A grade. So. Yep, exactly. The girls are going pretty well. Yeah.
Yep. All right, mate. You have a good day.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks, Dean. See you, mate.